We need to get you back down to my office. We need to get you in with the cardiologist.
It has finally been confirmed that Tammy Slaton has actually had her weight loss surgery, and now that the big news has been revealed, you're never going to believe the astonishing details about it. So guys, for over a year, us super fans of 1,000 Pound Sisters have been wondering whether or not Tammy managed to qualify for her weight loss surgery. And even though the show is currently airing, the footage is really far behind the present day, and for several months now there have been subtle signs that the procedure has already happened, but now we finally have actual confirmation that not only did Tammy have her weight loss operation, but it was also successful. And one of the ways the surgery was confirmed is just flat out bizarre. So if you're a devout follower of the Slaton siblings, I'm sure you probably already know that Tammy has been posting TikToks very regularly, especially recently, and I'm actually pretty surprised that Tammy's social media use and interview topics haven't been taken down by TLC yet, especially because she's kind of been revealing updates on her life that are just pretty insane. So one of Tammy's biggest life changes over the last year was obviously getting married to her now husband, Caleb Willingham, and just recently Tammy opened up to E! News about her big day and seemingly gave the outlet more information than they might have expected. And according to E! News, Caleb is also a resident at the weight loss facility where Tammy has been living, and the couple tied the knot at the rehab center in November, and Tammy is still feeling like she's on top of the world. But the publication also revealed another interesting detail that is just jaw-dropping. So believe it or not, E! News confirmed that Tammy did in fact have gastric bypass surgery, and also she's still currently living at the rehab facility so the doctors can keep an eye on her progress a little easier. And I feel like the weight loss procedure might be one of Tammy's most exciting updates ever. I mean, she's been working toward that goal for years, and that's not to say I'm not over the moon for Tammy and Caleb's newlywed status though. But even if the outlet hadn't confirmed her surgery or marriage, Tammy has been exposing it all right before our eyes anyway. So, you know, I'm pretty amazed that Tammy has already changed her last name to Caleb's last name on TikTok, since her wedding hasn't aired yet on season 4 of 1,000 Pound Sisters. But I'm not so sure that revealing her new last name would have mattered much anyway, because Tammy's recent TikToks have been telling us everything we've been patiently waiting to find out, and it's just kind of shocking. So in one of Tammy's very telling videos, she looked more motivated than ever as she exercised using some of the gym equipment at the rehab facility, and the original video, which was taken by Caleb, was posted as a duet to Tammy's feed, and you could tell she was clearly proud of herself. And to tell you the truth, I'm really happy for Tammy and proud of her too. I mean, I think this was the most determined I've ever seen her, and maybe she really needed support in the form of Caleb hyping her up like he did in the video caption, because she looked entirely committed to her workout. And speaking of how Tammy looked, her new appearance is honestly unbelievable. So in even more of Tammy's newest TikTok, she's been showing off her trimmer figure, and I seriously cannot believe how noticeably different she looks, and I'm certain this is the lowest weight we have ever seen her at. I mean, Tammy's face and her arms and basically everywhere else on her body appear to be undeniably slimmer than ever, and it's obvious that Tammy is dedicated to her health journey nowadays, which is just such a drastic change. And in previous seasons, Tammy didn't seem confident in her ability to stick to her plan, and it's safe to say that anyone who's watched 1,000 Pound Sisters before knows how bad her attitude used to be. But I have to admit, even on the current episodes that are airing, there are times when Tammy just doesn't seem that dedicated to making a change. At least that was the case until the most recent episode when she made an astounding discovery. And, you know, in order to qualify for her weight loss surgery, Tammy had to get her weight down to 550 pounds. And not too long ago, she was at her heaviest weight ever at 717 pounds. And so when one of the most recent scenes showed that Tammy had dropped down to a stunning 534 pounds, I was super ecstatic for her, and I guess, you know, we're finally starting to see the positive results of Tammy's hard work playing out on screen. But speaking of what we're about to see for the rest of the season, you'll never guess what mind-boggling details Tammy just revealed. So in a recent TikTok, Tammy opened up about the conflict she was dealing with behind the scenes, and she confessed that she really wanted to be able to answer everyone's comments and questions about her weight and hair and clothes and marriage. but she couldn't, and I can't imagine how tricky it must be to try to keep so many big secrets under wraps, especially when her followers, can clearly see that there have been big changes made in her life. But apparently, Tammy isn't allowed to talk about the major updates yet because she's still under contract with TLC, but she did, however, share some very exciting news about filming, and it's pretty insane. So according to the tea that Tammy just spilled on TikTok recently, she's already finished filming the first half of season 4, and it turns out that what we're seeing on TV is now considered season 4A, and it has 8 episodes, but I guess TLC decided to change their filming schedule so that the viewers weren't always watching what happened a year earlier, and Tammy claimed the second set of 8 episodes, which will make up for season 4B, was just starting, to be filmed at the end of January, and hopefully we won't have to wait until like 2024 to see the last half of season 4 though, and I think everyone is more than ready to catch up with all of Tammy's health and weight loss updates. But there's actually been another unbelievable change in her life, and it's her more, recent than her wedding or surgery. So at the end of December, Tammy's TikToks were looking a little different than usual, and after attempting to hide bandaged areas on her neck in a few videos, Tammy seemingly just gave up trying to cover it, and I feel like it would have been basically impossible to keep this a secret though, but apparently Tammy had her trach removed recently, and when she went through her terrifying hospital experience that almost ended her life, she had no option but to have a trach placed, and now that she seemingly no longer needs it, I feel like that could just be the start of even more good news to come. But not everyone is convinced that Tammy has finally committed to staying on track and bettering her health, and this is honestly just outrageous. So Tammy and Caleb recently posted some TikToks where, they reviewed different snacks together, which was a big red flag to some of her followers, and I feel like it might not have caused such a commotion if the snacks were like really healthy, but the snacks that they were eating were freeze-dried candy and sugary treats and other food like birthday cake flavored cookie dough, and obviously Tammy shouldn't have, to go to the rest of her life without being allowed to have an occasional treat, but because of her unhealthy relationship with food and all the, health struggles it's caused her, it's tough not to be a little worried about her recent snacking habits. And Tammy even made a follow-up TikTok after realizing how much backlash she got for the snack review series, but it didn't exactly help her case, and this was kind of just ridiculous. So in the newer video, Tammy begged her followers to not judge her for allowing herself to have some treats, but the way she explained her feelings was just a little bit bizarre, to be honest. And she claimed that nobody cares if a thin person eats a lot, but if a heavier person has a little candy, people lose their minds over it. And well, I can see that, her point in what she's trying to make and whatnot, but I don't think it's the same in her situation because Tammy is still recovering from a serious weight loss surgery, and usually operations like that have very strict guidelines that patients have to follow, and not to mention she's still in a weight loss, rehab facility and is still needing to use an oxygen tube. So I'm not trying to be harsh by explaining the difference here, but I really don't think Tammy realizes how many more steps she has left before she turns the corner into recovery. But there's no denying that Tammy has done amazing work. I mean, she has come such a long way in her journey, and I hope she's going to be careful, and it would be devastating if she risked her health again and went back to where she was at, for so long. But anyway, aside from the recent snack mishap, Tammy seems to have made some pretty unbelievable progress, and now that we finally have confirmation that she had a successful weight loss surgery, I'm curious to know what you guys think. I mean, what are your thoughts on Tammy's recent updates, and what do you think about her doing sugary snack reviews right now? Guys, let me know in the comments down below.